Hi, it's Ms. Hurst from Hamilton County Schools. Today is our last day on the People and the Planet unit, which is super exciting. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you all. Start with this warm-up. What do you know about wolves? Make a list of any of your pre-knowledge. We're going to be reading a text about wolves today. Pause me while you do that and press play when you're ready to continue. All right, today we're going to be doing kind of the same thing we did on Wednesday. We're going to analyze an argument to determine whether the author supported their claim sufficiently. I think this is a really good thing to practice because we're not just saying like, here's the evidence. I'm asking you guys to actually kind of review it. Did they do a good enough job? So you're going to be reading this text today. It's the next text. It's called From Of Wolves and Men by Barry Lopez. And I want you guys to do your first read for nonfiction, just like you did with the Victor de Aderon text. So you're going to notice the general ideas of the text. What is it about? Who is involved? You're going to annotate by marking vocabulary and key passages you want to revisit. You'll connect ideas within the selection to what you already know and what you've already read. And you'll respond by completing the comprehension check and by writing a brief summary of the selection. So go ahead and do your first read of Wolves and Men, and pause me and press play when you're ready to continue. All right, so after you have read this text, I want you to take some time to just try to develop the claim on your own. Pause me while you develop what you think the author's claim was, what was their overall argument, and press play when you're ready to continue. All right, I'm interested to see what you guys came up with. I think that the claim is that wolves are misunderstood creatures who are really still a mystery to humans. Right? If you put something like that, you're probably pretty close. So we're gonna just look for evidence and go from there, right? So I'm going to pull it up. The first example of wolves being misunderstood, I thought was in this line where it says in paragraph 5, sign one sheet and it meant you wanted the Alaska Department of Fish and Game to kill the wolves. Sign another and it meant you didn't. The plan was defeated 5-1, and the Department of Fish and Game, for its part, declined to get involved. Right? So what did I say? That was paragraph 5. I think that some people wanted the wolves killed afterwards, and some people wanted to leave them alone. It shows that at least some people have to be misunderstanding the wolves. I guess this should say have a misunderstanding. All right, so then another example, have a misunderstanding of the wolves. Okay. Another example is that is in paragraphs 7 through 10. So I think this part about how biologists turn to data, Eskimos and Indians accept natural explanations, but also take a wider view that some things are inexplicable, even except through the metaphorical language of legend. That's in paragraph 7. I think that that is a really interesting line because it shows that different groups have different ways of rationalizing the wolves' behavior. This can only happen when no one actually knows why the wolves do what they do. Right? What I want you guys to do is go ahead and find at least 4 more pieces of evidence from the text to prove that wolves are misunderstood creatures who are really still a mystery to humans. Go ahead and find that evidence and then put that explanation in there as well. Press pause while you do that and press play when you're ready to continue. All right, another piece of information that I think is really good. It's in paragraph 10. It's this idea that we are seeing 3/1000ths of 1% of wolf behavior, right? We have very little in the way of information about the daily lives of wolves. So it can be difficult to observe patterns that we can say to be at all overarching, right? If we don't really know, how would we know? Another good piece of evidence is that it's in paragraph 12. I think this is interesting where the Eskimos are like, maybe, sometimes. So I think it's important to say that the Eskimos know that not all wolves are the same. In fact, wolves within the same pack can be very different. Right? And that kind of adds to the misunderstanding of them and the mystery. I want you guys to, so you should have had 4 pieces of evidence. You should have at least 2 more. So I want you guys to remember that good readers consider how an author supported his or her claim and whether or not they provided enough relevant evidence to prove it, which is what you guys are going to be doing now. In this quick write, I want you to explain, did the author prove his point, provide evidence from the text that was not provided by me? So you can use these 4 pieces of evidence, but I want you to have at least 1 piece of evidence that I did not give you, okay? That way I can see that you guys have dug into the text yourself. Once you're done with that, you are good to go. Have a wonderful rest of your day.